Hi everyone. Sorry I've been gone for a long time. I know I keep using that excuse, but if anyone who's ever worked in retail probably knows how that is. So the holidays are over. It's a new year, and I wanted to start the new year out right and start reading some books and actually focusing in more on it this time. So I'm going to try and make the updates a lot more frequent. I'm definitely going to do reviews. I had started to come up with different ideas for shows I wanted to do. Favorite literary characters, just talking about things that we love. So I brought my sister here with me. She's going to help me out. So the first thing we're going to do is a book haul, because a brand new year, new books. And we thought it'd be a good idea to read the same book so that we can compare it. So that'd be our first one, kind of a small, book club thing. And that is Red Riding Hood. This is going to be terrible.
They're making a movie of this. I guess the director from Twilight is directing it, if that gives you an indication of how great the movie's going to be. I really like this book cover, though. I thought it was really interesting. Caught my eye. Definitely caught my eye from the shelf. And I guess it's adapted from the screenplay, so it's not an original story.
Yeah. I was just reading the back about the director, that Catherine Hardwicke. And it's funny because she's directed a couple of movies that I like, both 13 and Lords of Dogtown, so she's definitely, an established director. I think she might have actually written this screenplay, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think she may have.
No.
She didn't?
David Leslie Johnson.
So we give full credit to you, David. So yeah, we're looking forward to reading this. It should be interesting, a fun book. Definitely an easy
Quick read.
Quick read, yeah. Do you want to read one out next?
I bought some books today. I shouldn't have, but I really wanted to shop when I got off from work. And I found this in bargain at Borders. It's the Tales of Beetle the Bard by J.K. Rowling. It's the spin-off book from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And I found this on bargain for $3.99, and it's randomly the British publication.
I know, we only had two, and I couldn't find the other one.
I'm not sure why we had this. It's probably a fluke, but I snatched it up. And yeah, $3.99 plus my discount, so it's a great deal. I also wanted to start drawing some more, and I'm not very good at drawing. And I found these two in the drawing section. They're both by a Japanese woman, Sachiko Umoto. And one is Illustration School Let's Draw Plants and Small Creatures. And this one is Illustration School Let's Draw Happy People. And it's really cute illustrations. So I'm really excited to draw cute things since I have no talent. I think I can draw stick people really well. I'm hoping I can. And hopefully Sachiko Umoto will show me how to do that.
Okay, the next one I got was sort of an impulse buy, again at Target. Target is very easy to impulse buy for books, even though I'm surrounded by books on a daily basis at my bookstore. The next one I got is Alice I Have Been, which is about a young girl, Alice Liddell Hargreaves, who supposedly was the inspiration for the real Alice from Alice in Wonderland. It's a fiction book. One of the things I wanted to do this year was pick themes, so maybe read 4 books a month, all kind of with the same theme. And I haven't read Looking Glass Wars yet, which I really, really want to. So I picked this one up. I thought it'd be a good excuse to pick different ideas, different inspirations for that Alice in Wonderland through the Looking Glass. So definitely something I'm looking forward to reading. And this one is by Melanie Benjamin. So they do have this at Target as well.
And me and my friends have become obsessed with Tron lately, the new movie Tron Legacy.
If you haven't seen it, see it. It's awesome.
It's great. Didn't think I'd like it, but I love it. So I went back to Borders the night that we saw it, and I bought a Choose Your Own Adventure Tron book. Which is awesome.
Yeah, and you actually live in all the adventure ones. If you're ever familiar with the old Choose Your Own Adventures, good stuff doesn't tend to happen to you.
No, you tend to die after every page. Yeah. This one's a little more kid-friendly, and it follows the story of the movie. But it's got more than 20 possible endings. And it's called Tron Legacy Initiate Sequence. And I guess there's going to be more. It says it's book 1. I guess it's depending on how well the movie does. But here we go, Tron.
The next one is something I've been waiting for to come out in paperback, and that is Roses by Layla Meacham. This one is supposed to be very kind of the same similar theme as Gone with the Wind. There's a lot of comparison to that, Southern life, and takes place about 4 different perspectives from different women. So looking forward to reading this one. It's a pretty big door stopper, but it sounds like it would be good, so I definitely check this out. And that was Roses by Layla Meacham.
This one I saw online a long time ago. I thought it sounded interesting. It's called Numbers by Rachel Ward. So I picked it up the other day. I guess this girl is psychic and she can predict people's deaths. She sees the date that they're going to die above them. It's sort of like a music video that came out a long time ago by some band. It was similar to that.
Nickelback?
It might have been Nickelback. That's embarrassing. But I think it's sort of the same idea. But this is a young adult novel. The cover's interesting. It's just a big eye. But the plot sounds good. So I'll probably enjoy this.
And kind of tying into that whole maybe paranormal, this is another book in young adult called The Body Finder. And this is, I believe it's going to be a series, and book 2 is coming out pretty soon. And this one is by Kimberly Durding. I have a coworker at work that kept recommending this book to me a lot. And I saw her not too long ago when we went to go see the Harry Potter movie, and she asked me if I read it yet, and I said I haven't. So I did pick it up, looking forward to reading this. And this, I believe, is about a 16-year-old girl who is able to sense when dead bodies are near her. So she has an interesting power. So definitely looking forward to reading this. She said it was really hard to put down, so looking forward to this. Looking forward to that.
The next one was a spontaneous buy. I wasn't intending on buying so many hardcover books that day, but I saw it and I just wanted to get it. It's called Claire de Lune. It's by Christine Johnson. It's about a werewolf girl. The plot sounds very similar to Blood and Chocolate by Annette Curtis Klaus, which is
really
probably
good.
One of my favorite books. So I'm hoping that this one will sort of live up to that. But the main character's name is Claire, and the book's called Claire de Lune, so good play on words there. I'm sure it's not going to be that great, but I like the cover and it sounded fun. I like werewolves, so hopefully I'll enjoy that one.
The next one I got is by Charles Dillon. I saw this on Goodreads, just saw the cover, thought it looked interesting, so I picked it up, and that one is called The Painted Boy. This is about a young boy who is part of the Yellow Dragon clan, and I believe this one he goes to Arizona to do battle with other clans represented by different animals. So this one sounds like a good adventure story also, and that one's Charles Dillon, The Painted Boy. Again, such a really, really cool cover.
The next one I got, I also picked up in that same hardcover book run. It's called Bleeding Violet by Dia Reeves, or Dia Reeves, I'm not sure how to say that. I really like the cover. I saw the sequel at work. It has a cup of coffee with blood coming out of it. I thought it was an interesting cover, and I didn't realize that it was part of a series. So I thought I'd pick up this one first to see what it was all about. And I'm about 60 pages in. I'm not really sure what the plot is or where it's going, and I don't particularly care about anyone yet. But the main character, Hannah, she wears frilly purple dresses, and I'm really into Lolita fashion, so I like to pretend that she's wearing Lolita dresses. So it's kind of it's kind of getting me into it. But it's called Bleeding Violet, and it's got a cool cover.
The next couple of books are books I picked up from a markdown bookstore. So these were only about a couple of dollars. That sounded interesting. And one of these I didn't realize was by the author of Incarceron, which I thought was kind of neat. And that is Corbinic, and that is Catherine Fisher. That one looked really cool. And the next one I got is Inventing Elliot. This one is by Graham Gardner. This one is more, I think, more of like historical fiction about a couple of kids in an all-boys school who are obsessed with Orwell's 1984. So this one sounds really interesting. And yeah, again, these were like a couple of bucks, so you can't go wrong with that for hardcover books.
The next one is not a personal choice of mine. It's called The Wild Water Walking Club by Claire Cook. I'm in a book club with my sister and my aunt and my mother, and this was my mother's choice for her book. She likes the ones about women getting together and talking about women's stuff, and I guess that's what this is, but they walk while doing it instead of knitting, like in the Friday Night Knitting Club.
Which I posted, which wasn't bad. It was, amusing. I think it probably would have made a better movie than a book, but there we go.
Wild Water Walking Club. Walking in Women.
The next one I got is sort of a hand-me-down because she wanted the hardcover version, and that is Lockdown: Escape from the Furnace. And this one is by Alexander Gordon Smith.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
maybe you can
really-
explain it
it's
better
a
than
really
I can.
great
But
read. This kid, he gets framed for a crime that technically he did commit, but he was captured and his friend was not. And he's sent to Furnace Penitentiary, where they do horrible things to the boys that go there. They do medical experiments on them, and these black creatures that remind me of the Dementors from Harry Potter, they come and they steal the boys away in the middle of the night. And you don't really find out what happens to them, but this one takes place in prison and it talks about the backstory and everything, so I'm not going to spoil anymore. It's a great read.
it's
Definitely
interesting
recommend
because they put this on display with, for instance, like Mockingjay, the Hunger Games
Yeah.
series. I wonder.
They're not really
related.
This one's actually, Darren Shan says it's good.
And if
And-
you've read Darren Shan's stuff, he's awesome. I think he's a great young adult, especially for boys, which is a pity because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of young adult fiction for young boys. I'm not sure why. I think that's a shame. I think they need to really, come out with more stuff for them. So if you haven't read Darren Shan's stuff, Cirque du Freak, definitely check it out. He's a great author, and his books are definitely worth looking into.
Lockdown, awesome. I just bought the second one.
Yeah.
So exciting. The next one, this is for my other book club. It's called Room by Emma Donoghue. And I guess a lot of people have read it at work and they've recommended it, said it's really awesome. I'm hoping it's good.
That just won the Booker Award?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it's about a 5-year-old and his mom who are held captive by a guy, and it's actually told from the 5-year-old's point of view, which I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. I guess it's written really well, so this should be enjoyable.
Love that cover.
It's got a cool cover.
The next one I got is Rot and Ruin. One of the themes I want to do is zombie themed books, which I thought would be a good excuse to check out Force of Hands and Teeth because I've been hearing a lot of great things about that book. So this is something I picked up, and this is by Jonathan Mayberry, who wrote Patient Zero, which I believe is an adult novel. Yeah.
Adult zombie novel.
So this definitely, and I just love the way this book looks. Inside, there's these sketches of some of the characters in the book. And it was kind of neat because at Comic-Con I received postcards for some of these characters, and I didn't know what they were at the time, so it's kind of cool looking at those now and realizing what those tied into. So I thought these were really cool. So yeah, and it has kind of grayed out at the top. So yeah, this is definitely I love the way they bound this, a very attractive book. So Rot and Ruin, looking forward to reading that.
And if you want to hold up the cover again. They actually use this image
Yes.
on another book called Handling the Undead, who's the same author who wrote Let the Right One In, John Linkfist.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, which I thought was funny. I bought that book, and then she bought that one. They have the same cover, and I thought that was interesting.
I think that was one of the reasons why we picked it up, was like, hey, let's have a battle of the covers, so.
If you put them together, it makes the whole face.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, so definitely check that out.
Last one I have here is The World of Gloria Vanderbilt by Wendy Goodwin, which my sister got me for Christmas. Kind of a glare there. It's a really beautiful photograph book, but it's also a biography of Gloria Vanderbilt. And she had a really interesting life, kind of a sad life. Let's see, it's got really awesome, large pictures. It's really good. I'm about halfway through. The writing's really well done, and the pictures are awesome. I think that makes it worth it, just by itself. This is just a really gorgeous photograph book. Definitely check this out. It's awesome.
Yeah, and for my birthday, my sister gave me the Clint Eastwood one, Retrospective, which is a really cool book, which I'll be able to show next time, because I definitely want to bring that up. Comes with a DVD with certain scenes from his movies, so it was awesome. Great book. So that is it for now. So definitely I'm going to try to focus on this a lot more than I have been. I know I've said that in the past, but it's New Year and things have finally settled down at work, so I'll have a little bit more time. So yeah, the first review, probably, what did we say, a couple of weeks? Will be for Red Riding Hood. So this looks like, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, to read.
It'll be quick.
I like Amanda Seyfried, so, you know, the movie's going to be entertaining. Gary Oldman you can't really go wrong with. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. This one side, too, is that. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to reading this. So I'll be back soon in a couple of weeks. And thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.